All right, all right, all right. You all know why we're here and what we came to do this year. This is only the beginning of a very long season, but Game 1 means just as much as Game 82. Now, we have some new faces here that I really expect to make an impact for us this season. We've already seen flashes of what they can do for us, but I expect all of you to go out there and execute just like we did in camp. Ain't no more excuses. It's time to get serious. If we play our brand of basketball, there's no telling where this team can go. So get out there, get warm, and let's go win this game.
My first NBA game. Can't believe it's finally here. You work your entire life for something, and then when it's right in front of you, it's almost hard to believe. But I'm ready. And now it's time for me to show everybody I belong and do my best to represent Harlem.
Welcome, everybody, to the day we've all been looking forward to. The start of a new NBA season on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan with Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg and our sideline reporter, Doris Burke. You can feel the energy here in the BMO Harris Bradley Center. The Bucks looking to please their fans in this Eastern Conference matchup. Tip-off goes to Milwaukee. First official NBA playing time. We're going to check out our first glimpse of professional basketball from Freak.
Yeah, and whether he has friends and family in the crowd tonight or watching at home, I know a lot of people are proud of this young man. He's worked so hard to achieve this goal.
Yeah, and the future's bright for him, Greg.
And that bucket right there, folks, is the first official NBA basket from Freak.
Yeah, and he can relax a little bit now. That first one is in the books. It won't be the biggest bucket he makes in his life, but, man, it may be the most memorable.
I think you may be right about that. No matter how many thousands of them he winds up with, he'll never forget that first one.
Here's Carter Williams. And so he draws the foul on the shot, a trip to the line to shoot two.
Fellas, I'll tell you, I was really surprised when Michael Carter Williams got traded last season. It's so hard to find point guards with his length and instincts. I mean, you just have to wonder what's going on in Philly.
Vasquez, he's checked in for Giannis Antetokounmpo. That one is no good.
And when it comes to Michael Carter Williams, guys, I feel like people either love him or they don't buy him at all. I mean, he has the size, he's a good athlete, plays hard, but he's also had some injuries, and he's been very inconsistent at times.
There's the pick. Now here's Vasquez. Defense right on him. Just 5 on the clock. Makes good on the step-back jumper. Vasquez has got his first 2 points of the night. Well, going back to Michael Carter-Williams, he is a polarizing prospect. For example, Greg, and you played the position, he gives you a lot of assists, but he also averages over 4 turnovers a game. That was just last year.
Yeah, that's true. And he gives you plenty of rebounds and steals as well. But sometimes the shot also, Kevin, not necessary.
Bucks leading by 3. Setting the floor for the Knicks. Calderon and Galloway are the guard set. Robin Lopez out there with Porzingis. And it's Anthony in at the 3 spot. Carter-Williams, the pass to Freak. And that one is hammered home. Now with Freak, Clark, there was a question whether he would stay another year in college. Really was a tough decision for him, but he ended up coming out after his freshman year.
And Kevin, it's really hard to blame a guy like Freak for doing that. I mean, he's clearly NBA ready, and he's putting a lot at risk for every year he stays in school when he could be on the NBA clock.
Anthony, and he uses the glass on the layup. Anthony's got 4 points now in the quarter.
Still trailing, but their offense is off life support here in the second quarter. It's got a pulse.
Good point, Clark. They're starting to make some shots, looking to try and get back in this one.
Fades back, and there are the Bucks with another bucket.
Guys, his consistency in terms of shooting has really helped them seize control.
Calderon kicks to Galloway. Pass to Calderon. It's Carmelo Anthony on the wing. Lopez sets a screen for Anthony. The rebound by Middleton. Well, if you name an offensive stat category, the Knicks last season probably last in that category. All-around problems, Greg, for them scoring the ball.
Yeah, we may have to give them a new nickname, last. How about last in fast break points, last in points in the paint, last in points per game, and then throw in bottom 3 in shooting percentage, and that spells abysmal. Those are chances almost always you can rely on him to get you 2 points, but the D, just enough to keep him out of rhythm.
One thing about Jose Calderon, you could see the frustration in him last season, playing a career-low 42 games, and his averages were down pretty much, Greg, across the board.
Yeah, and Kevin, he was brought in to kind of invigorate the Knicks' point guard position, but following a preseason calf injury, you know, he missed the team's first 13 games and never was able to really get going. Remember, coming into a new system where he had to learn how to play differently, and then after all that, you know, you have to shut him down because of that left Achilles.
Antetokounmpo dishes to Freak. And here we go, Anthony heading to the hoop. Finishes the break with a slam.
Great anticipation and awareness to come up with the steal and trigger the fast break.
And now just a one-possession game thanks to that quick hitter. Outstanding play in the open court.
Here's Carter-Williams, and the shot is good.
And getting back to Jose Calderon, he's been an extremely efficient shooter for a point guard, 48% from the field throughout his career. But last season, he couldn't hit it at all. I mean, he dropped down to 41%.
Anthony, no one around. On the mark with the 15-footer. Anthony's got 8 here in the quarter.
Well, that's one way he can finish, but far from the only way he gets it done. He's got all kinds of tricks up his sleeve.
Jumper off the screen, and the rebound goes to Lopez.
And you know, on the topic of Jose Calderon, his game is predicated on getting others involved. Last season, he had Carmelo Anthony to throw it to, and really pretty much no one else. So defenders could key on him a little more, causing him, I thought, to become just a little less efficient.
Middleton, the pass to Antetokounmpo. Shoots from 12, and the jumper falls for him. Antetokounmpo's got his second basket of the night.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Yeah, and that's 4 straight field goals now, Greg, they've allowed from point-blank range. Can't happen.
We need to calm down. We're taking too many shots early in the clock. Let's get some ball movement and run something on the offensive end. Keep it simple. Let's throw it down inside or run some pick and roll up top.
Let's go quickly over to Doris Burke for an update. The clock runs out, and we're heading to halftime. Bucks lead by 6.
Come on.
Welcome back, everyone. The second half about to get underway, and it's been a close one so far. Greg Monroe with a strong contribution so far in this one.
You just love it when the decision.
A platoon swap here for Milwaukee. The Knicks also changing it up. Kevin Serafin, he's checked in for Lopez. Kyle O'Quinn comes in for Porzingis. And it's Amundsen in for Aaron Aflalo.
And guys, what we saw here tonight is one side having everything going for them. Huge margin of victory for the Bucks.
You know, Clark, their big advantage was points in the paint.
Well, they pounded that ball inside, Kevin, and operated down low. It worked for them consistently.
And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year.
And against a conference opponent, always good to take that first win of the season series to establish a psychological edge.
Especially because they're going to get together 3 more times this season, Greg. You love to get an opponent figured out early when you're going to be seeing them that often.
A fantastic show. And what an amazing all-around game it was for Parker. Every inch of the floor was his tonight as he came out and injected an energy into every play.
Freak, he's in at the 4 spot. Jared Bayless is out there with Vasquez. Then there's Parker, and it's Plumlee in at the center, locking down the middle. That's the group for Milwaukee right now. Kicks it to Amundsen. Wants to get it to Aflalo and does. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2.
That's his first personal foul, 3rd team foul. At the line for us.
The first free throw is good. Well, Milwaukee last year became just the 9th team in NBA history to go from Greg being the worst in the league to a playoff team.
Unbelievable what they accomplished. And they had a tough matchup in the first round with the playoff season Bulls, however. Things didn't go well, but they did get some valuable experience from that effort.
The Bucks working the ball around. And Bayless kicks to Freak. Pass to Bayless. 4 on the clock. Here's the teardrop. It's hauled in by Thomas. Now Grant. And so it's the Bucks taking care of business in this one. It was a tale of 2 teams tonight, one that was in total control, operating flawlessly, and Clark the other just searching for answers that they could never find.
Well, I think these fans, too, Kevin, gave their team a tremendous lift. I mean, they never gave up on them. From the opening tip,
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Kevin, thank you. So why don't we take a look now at our Jordan Player of the Game?
His accuracy from the field was pretty eye-catching. I mean, if he was shooting the ball, it was going in. You rarely see a performance like this with this crazy high shooting percentage. Wow.
He deserves a ton of credit on how many areas of the game he impacted tonight. His defense was superb. Offensively, he was ready to shoot the basketball. However you slice it, he was lighting it up at one end of the court and shutting them down on the other.
And that's it for our broadcast here tonight. But we're just getting started on a new season in the NBA. For Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith, Kevin Harlan, and the entire 2K Sports crew, I'm Ernie Johnson. We'll see you again soon.
coming home. New York City, baby. I'll be honest, I'm pretty excited. Mama, Pops, and Cece, yeah, they're gonna be there. Playing in front of them in an NBA uniform for the first time is gonna be a special moment for me. Now, I know all of Harlem's gonna be watching. No pressure, right? It's all good, though. I've been waiting for this my entire life. And I'll be ready.
Welcome and good evening. We welcome you to our Monday night broadcast of the NBA here on 2K Sports. Hi, this is Kevin Harlan, joined by my partners Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg. Last outing for the Nets, it was a loss to the Memphis Grizzlies.
Probably their poorest defensive effort all season long. I mean, at home, that kind of D is not going to cut it. Never mind.
Checked in for Lopez. Thomas Robinson comes in for Thaddeus Young. Hollis Jefferson's checked in for Johnson. And Donald Sloan subbed in for Jarrett Jack. Setting the floor for the Bucks, Freak in at power forward. Mayo out there with Michael Carter-Williams. And then there's Antetokounmpo. And it's Henson in at the 5 down low.
Everything going according to the script for them offensively so far.
Clark, shots be falling. That's for sure. They're scoring with a tremendous amount of confidence.
You went straight playground old school there, partner. Cutting into that lead a little bit. Way to finish.
And the basket is still shaking.
Oh, I mean, he has got power in bunches on that two-hand. And the Bucks arguably were the best story in the Eastern Conference last year. How about going from the bottom of the barrel to a 6th-place finish in that Eastern Conference? And that one gives them a +5 rebound advantage, Kevin.
Pretty clear they're dominating that area. They've come out with a lot more energy and effort so far.
Takes a big height bounce and goes in.
You know, as soon as he recognized the height mismatch, he immediately pulled up for the jumper.
And, Greg, that's just good basketball. Come on, good basketball there. Clean look from that range. He's got to take it.
Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. Nets were pretty far back from relevance at times last season, as we saw. It took a late season hot streak for them, Greg, to get into the playoff picture.
Yeah, and that was a neck-and-neck race with the Pacers right till the very end. Not exactly what they had in mind at the start of the season, but they did pull through.
He makes 1 of 2 that time.
And, you know, for the Nets, they ended up being bounced out of the first round, fell to the #1 seed Hawks. They put up a good fight against Atlanta and made the series interesting, but still came up short.
That's tipped. Here's Antetokounmpo. Here's Carter-Williams. It's blocked. Here's Sloan. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. And there's the pass to Hollis Jefferson. Shot clock at 6. And there's the call on Giannis Antetokounmpo. That's his first foul.
You know what? Tried to step in and cut him off, but just didn't get there quick enough.
Yeah, he was 1 step late that time, Greg.
.36 seconds left here in the opening quarter. Here's Sloan, and fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2. It's going to be on Michael Carter-Williams.
And for the Nets in the postseason, they did have a good showing despite that early exit. Many people expected the Hawks to sweep, but they took them to 6 games and capped what was an interesting year for Brooklyn overall.
The Milwaukee Bucks ended last season 41 up and 41 down, a perfect 500 mark, and they were the epitome, Clark, of average at the end of the season, and as you can see, even during it.
Well, they're a young team, but at one point, 17-17, also had an 11-11 record against the East and 6-6 against the West.
The Bucks shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game.
And their free throw percentage as a unit last year, 76%, right around the middle of the road.
20 seconds left in the first. Here's Sloan. He's coming off a 13-point game against Memphis.
And how about the extraordinary display of his passing in that game? He was making all the right decisions and had their offense humming.
With 2 seconds left, and the layup good by Mayo. Mayo's got 5 points so far. No shortage of scoring here at the end of the first quarter. Nets lead by 5. And we'll get things started in the second. And Nets head coach Lionel Hollins known for his no-nonsense style, but he'll tell you he's still got a good sense of humor.
I told them all, you can joke with me, you can laugh at me. I'm not perfect. You'll see me hobbling out there on the court. You'll see me stumble as I'm trying to show you a defensive move. It's funny. There was a time when you wouldn't be laughing because I'd be kicking your butt, but that time is long past.
I still don't think the coach... For Lopez. Thomas Robinson comes in for Johnson. And Bogdanovich is subbed in for Donald Sloan. Big group substitution here for Milwaukee. Freaks checked in for Miles Plumlee. Giannis Antetokounmpo comes in for Monroe. O.J. Mayo, he's checked in for Chris Middleton. And Michael Carter-Williams subbed in for Jared Bayless. And Milwaukee, looking at who they've got, the dynamite pair of Antetokounmpo and Parker at forward. Michael Carter-Williams is out there with Mayo. And it's Freak in at the 5. And that's out of bounds. Milwaukee will retain possession. This break in the game gives us a chance to look at the teams with the most points off turnovers last season. In the third spot, the Bucks.
And this team, in terms of scoring off of turnovers, that became the identity. I mean, they really look to disrupt and cause problems defensively. And boy, do they take advantage on the other end.
And here in the second quarter of action as we approach 4 minutes played. Brooklyn leading by 15.
And still, I don't know that anyone can define what Giannis's position is. It's kind of still up in the air. I mean, he's played mostly on the wing a season ago, and thus far, maybe that could end up being the best fit.
It's Antetokounmpo on the wing, and a great assist by Carter-Williams as that one goes in.
You know, that's been a big part of their offense in the early stages. I mean, their success working the ball inside and getting points from close range, right at the rim.
And Clark, they might as well keep doing it. I mean, attack the basket until the defense makes an adjustment.
Outside, Antetokounmpo. There's the screen. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Floats one, and that one's good. Antetokounmpo's got 6. Prior to last season, Giannis was experimenting with a point guard position for stretches during the summer league.
Well, you know, Kevin, he's just the type of guy whose size and length really allow him to guard every position.
True. Now the feed to Carter-Williams. To the inside. Now here's Freak, guarded by Robinson. Antetokounmpo dishes to Freak. He kicks it to Carter-Williams. And it's wide right. It's off the rim.
And we haven't seen them get to the line as much here in the second quarter. They might be settling a tad too much offensively.
I think you're right. I mean, an up fake here or there, getting the ball inside, that's how you create high percentage offense.
Pulls it from 20. Here's Freak. And good work on the boards. They pick up the second chance points. Freak's got 5 now.
If you battle for the offensive rebound and come up with it, you're guaranteed a high-quality shot on a follow just like he got there.
Pass to Bogdanovich. Left side, Jack. Nice ball movement by Brooklyn. Outside, Robinson. And Bogdanovich kicks to Young. Bargnani can't hit from the elbow.
The defense better not make a habit of giving him that shot. I mean, he doesn't miss many of them.
And we've reached halftime in this one. Nets out in front, up by 12.
Joe, throughout the first half, you guys...
And we welcome you back. Glad to have you with us as more basketball is on the way. Changes for Brooklyn. Bargnani comes in for Bogdanovich. Robinson is subbed in for Jarrett Jack. A big group substitution here for Milwaukee. Henson's checked in for Plumlee. Freak comes in for Monroe. O.J. Mayo is checked in for Parker. And Michael Carter-Williams subbed in for Jared Bayless. They've got Brook Lopez. Bargnani is out there with Robinson. Then it's Johnson, and it's Young in at the 2. So that's the lineup for Brooklyn. Milwaukee, no good that time either. Nets leading by 21.
And one team is just completely outclassing the other tonight. Spirited performance, and it really ignited what is turning out to be a monster win here for the Nets.
Agreed, Steve, and as one-sided as it gets today. You know, Clark, there were some dominant moments in about every facet of this game for that team.
You're right, Kevin. It's hard to think of anything that didn't go right for them. I mean, game planning by the coaches, execution by the players, everything was spot on.
And so with this, they'll end up with their second win on the year.
And once it becomes official, this win gives them a nice confidence boost against this team. They'll face them twice more this season.
The stats tell us, Greg, that the winner of the first game is a big favorite to come out on top in the overall series.
And you have to look back at this and see the huge game it was for Lopez. He was extremely efficient offensively, got good looks, and really knocked down big shots all game long. And Brook Lopez, guys, started the season as the starting center for the Nets last year, but it didn't end up that way.
Here's what Brooklyn's going with right now. Hollis Jefferson's checked in for Bargnani. Ellington comes in for Young, and it's Larkin in for Joe Johnson. Over to the wing. Outside Mayo. Freak kicks to Ingles. Good on the three-point shot.
For 3.
17 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Now here's Ellington, guarded by Mayo. And here is Ellington. And so it's Brooklyn easily grabbing this one. They poured it on tonight, Clark. A dominant showing in front of a crowd that loved every minute of it.
I don't think they have anything but positives to take away from this win. Offensively, defensively, every aspect of the game.
Well, Joe, congrats.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Hi again, everybody. This is Ernie Johnson, joined by Shaquille O'Neal and Brook Lopez.
They were riding a 2-game losing streak coming to this game and could not afford to drop 3 in a row. He rose to the occasion for them tonight, big time. They needed this sort of performance for him. He took his game up a few notches. Love it, Ernie.
Just a dominant display.
And that'll do it for tonight. For Kenny Smith, Shaquille O'Neal, Kevin Harlan, and our illustrious 2K Sports crew, this is Ernie Johnson. Have a good night, everybody.
What a life, eh, Freak? 1 minute you're playing 21 and horse on the courts in Harlem, and the next moment you're in the showroom, configuring the gunmetal and graphite exterior of your luxury car and your iPad mini. Oh, I bet you get a crazy crowd when you drive that car around the block in the old neighborhood, huh?
Yeah, I'm living the dream. Mad pandemonium. But folks from back around the way are real proud of me.
Yeah, I hear you. Local kid makes good. You know, it kind of reminds me of when I took my tech stock public and I rang the New York Stock Exchange bell and my mom's friends called her up and said, Maggie, is that your son on Bloomberg News this morning ringing the bell? And my mom says, yes, sirree, Bob, it was him. That was a great moment, freak. And you know, our lives are like a pearl necklace of great moments, all strung together with the finest silk thread of memories. And we have to be very careful how we cultivate those pearls and we thread that necklace.
Does this meeting by any chance have to do with Vic Van Leer?
I grew up in the burbs, freak. I wasn't poor, upper middle class, comfortable. My daddy worked as an accountant for one of the largest insurance firms in the country. Smart with his money. Mom didn't have to work. I went to boarding school. And my dad died of a heart attack when I was a freshman at MIT. I was a movie geek, wanted to be a civil engineer, but I made my fortune by becoming a hybrid of both those interests. My dad didn't want me to be an accountant. Oh, listen to this. My best friend was a guy named Isidore. Yeah, we called him Izzy. He was one of the smartest human beings I have ever met in my life. I mean, Izzy was taking second-year college calculus courses as a high school sophomore, right? Straight-A student, full ride to MIT. Izzy had the world at his fingertips. But he was always looking for trouble, and trouble found him. He ran with the wrong crowd. And when we got to MIT, he got this great job working for a financial consulting firm in Boston. But every weekend, he would fly to Vegas. You see, Izzy had a system for counting cards in Vegas that had the big casinos on the Strip. Oh, stymied. He would come back to MIT with suitcases filled with $200,000 in cold cash.
What?
Yeah.
So your man Izzy was getting hit off like that?
Like a fat rat in a cheddar cheese factory, freak.
Okay, so what happened to this dude Izzy? Because he's dope.
No, not dope. Dead. After he'd been missing for 3 weeks, the Nevada State Police never found hide nor hair of Isidore. And our friendship took a hit when he asked me to hang out with him in Vegas, and I said I wouldn't do it because I knew he was on a dark and twisted path in his life. And yes, he was my dude. But no way was I gonna throw my life away trying to show my loyalty to a guy who really and truly didn't understand what loyalty was all about.
So this meeting is about Vic.
Correctamente.
Okay, well, sir, Vic isn't Izzy.
And why's that, freak?
Well, for one thing, you and your dead friend Izzy didn't grow up poor. Me and Vic grew up in a neighborhood where we had to look over our shoulder every 2 seconds to make sure nobody was going to walk up on us and rob us.
True. Izzy and I did not grow up in the hood. But we, like you, thankfully grew up in a 2-parent household. But even that wasn't enough for Izzy. He wasn't satisfied. He was always looking for a 5-alarm fire when he already had the warmth and comfort of a loving family. This is not about class warfare, freak. This is about the consequences of making bad choices and risking it all when you feel like you have nothing to lose.
Vic is like a brother to me, sir.
But you shouldn't be Brother Vic's keeper, freak. Would a brother go looking for trouble and put your career and your livelihood at risk by getting into fights at nightclubs and seedy after-hour joints and then scream to the media, yeah, it's all good, I'm an FOF, friendo freak. It's all misunderstanding. Y'all be haters, don't hate my game. I don't think a brother would do that to someone they really cared about, but a guy who looked at you like a meal ticket would.
No. See, you don't understand Vic.
Really? I don't understand.
No.
Look, man, it was a misunderstanding with the guy in the next VIP booth. His honey started flirting with me, so naturally I started flirting back. Next thing I know, Captain Cornball's off my grill piece beefing. Next thing you know, he got a 2-piece and a biscuit on his left eye. Hey, I don't know who hit him. And it damn sure wasn't me. Hey, Captain Cornball's mad because I'm an FOF, friend of freak. Hey, but check this out, though. He needs to train that hottie before he leave the house, though. Yo, he's hot as ain't loyal, man.
What's there to understand? Are you freaking blind? You know, I just want to know, how much did you pay your lawyers to make all this go away?
Almost $100,000.
Excuse me, son, I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
I said I paid almost $100,000.
Exactly. And if you keep riding shotgun with Vic, you're gonna go broke. Quick, fast, and in a hurry.
Look, Vic is my friend, and I grew up with him. How many times I gotta tell you, sir?
Freak, this is not a request. I am not asking you to do this. I am telling you to do this. And the first order of business is that Mr. Vic Van Leer is banned from traveling with you on the road. Vic is banned from the locker room. And Vic is banned from this arena. And if I catch this guy, Vic, in or anywhere near the facilities, Mr. Vic Van Leer will be arrested for trespassing.
Are you serious, sir?
Brother, I'm as serious as cancer. We all know that can be deadly.
You know, when me and Vic were kids, playing summer tournaments at the Dome, we always imagined making it to the pros, right? And after the crowds left, just a street light was on the court, like 11:30, 12 midnight, even 1 in the morning sometimes. We used to practice player introductions, running on the court, giving dap, high-fiving the teammates. Vic, he would act as an announcer. You know, he would introduce me, announce my name on the loudspeaker, and the Jumbotron would flash my image like a little guy dressed in long shorts and a jersey. And now, fresh off his 3-game, 62-point scoring streak, the youngest player to ever do so in NBA history, Frequency Vibrations. So me and Vic would sit in those empty bleachers at the Dome and dream like nobody's business. And now I'm living a dream. For real. And in so many ways, Vic was part of that.
Please, listen to me. I mean, I know this guy's your dude from way back.
Look, me and Vic go way back like the front seats of a '67 Cadillac.
That's good. We go way back. Did you say front seats?
Front seats of a '67 Cadillac.
We go way back like the front seats of a '67 Cadillac. Well, do you have any crickets? I'm gonna be the hit once again at Herbie Allen's Sun Valley Shindig because my fellow billionaires love it when I walk and talk that talk.
So that almost sounds...
No, let me tell you exactly what it sounds like. I respect, admire, and most importantly, love you as a human being and a role model. But I pay you a lot. And I mean, I pay you a lot of money to play for my team. And I am in this game to win it. And you can't win it with an albatross around your neck like Vic. So Vic is done. History. And here's some more lingo that I picked up from a former megastar who used to play for me several seasons ago. Thought I would never release him until I did. And now he's the 6th man on a struggling team in Venice. And yeah, I'm talking Venice with the canals and the gondolas and Harry's Bar, not the street ballers next to the fortune tellers on the beach in Cali. This guy used to tell me when he thought there was a player destroying our team, don't be a hero, cut that zero. And that is what I am telling you about Vic, freak. Don't be a hero, cut that zero. The only thing Vic brings into your life is headache and unwanted and unnecessary negative attention. And it will begin to affect your mindset. And when it affects your mindset, it's going to affect your play. And when it affects your play, it's going to affect my team. And when it affects my team, it's going to affect my money. And if it affects my money, Google Translate will become your new freaking friend. I want a championship ring, freak, and I want you to help me get that ring. And banners after banners hanging from the rafters in this arena. So, freak, hear me clearly and hear me good. V, G, Vic, gotta go! Handle your business. And remember, that contract you signed contains a morality clause, a very important clause that revolves around your conduct on and off the court, and how it can negatively impact my team. Now, I don't want you to have to learn Italian or Croatian as a second language. And hey, playing pro ball overseas, there's nothing wrong with that. But the arenas are nothing like this, nor will the money be the same. And on top of all of that, this is the US of A, the greatest freaking country in the world. Ask yourself, is Vic worth all that? Think about it. Think long, think wrong.
Tell you about Vic. He has his bad rap. It's not, and I understand some of his judgments might shadow his actual character. He's not that at all. Man, Vic, let me tell you something. We actually, we have love for each other. We're brothers. Blood couldn't make us any closer at all. I mean, he has so much loyalty to me and to my family. You could see even Cece, has issues with him, but he still loves her. He still loves her. Big road trip coming up for the team, and it all starts tonight. If we can set the tone with the win here, it'll make a huge difference. The team's ready, and I know I'm ready. So I guess the next step is to just get out there and get it done. I feel like this one's on me, though. So time to earn my stripes.
Welcome to Los Angeles, California for tonight's game here at the Staples Center. It's home to Tinseltown and the Lakers, Los Angeles, California, as we bring you an interconference rivalry here at the Staples Center.
Ready, gentlemen?
And right now for the Bucks, they'd like to start this road trip off on a positive note. And it goes without saying with Meta World Peace. A big group substitution here for Milwaukee. Freaks checked in for Henson. Parker comes in for Monroe. Chris Middleton's checked in for Antetokounmpo. And Jared Bayless subbed in for Carter Williams. On the court for the Bucks. Freak, he's in at center. Jared Bayless is out there with Mayo. Then it's Chris Middleton. And it's Parker in at the power forward position.
Really, the defense is helpless to stop a layup right there. Just too much of an advantage in terms of the mismatch.
On the wing, Williams, guarded by Mayo. Williams can't get it to go. Well, for Jabari Parker in his rookie year, not the kind of NBA career start that he wanted. Played great. Was probably the rookie of the year up until the time he was injured, blowing the knee and cutting his season short.
A great call. He definitely would have had a great chance. Really just made a transition seamlessly. Very efficient as a rookie before that injury, but which was a really tough thing to watch for anyone as he was showing so much promise early on in his career. Defensively, giving up far too many open rhythm looks.
And to battle back, they've got to shore up the defense. I mean, there's no other way to come back from a deficit unless you play good defense.
No, that's a close call there on the illegal screen.
But I'd go along with it, Greg. I mean, it didn't look like his feet were set to me.
Plumlee is checked in for O.J. Mayo. Outside Williams. He feeds it to Clarkson. 1:12 left to play in the first quarter. Black, no good.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that one.
Freak with it. He's averaging around 5.5 points a game. Here's Plumlee, and it's good on the assist by Parker. Plumlee's got his first points of the night.
Nice pass. He got the ball right into his teammate's shooting pocket. On time and on target.
Here's Clarkson. An amazing finish with a hand right in his face.
And their offense already in a flow. Some stellar shooting to jump out to this lead.
Quality looks they're getting, and they're capitalizing on them, guys. They have to be happy with this start offensively.
Back to Parker. Baseline J on the way. Here's Freak. And it goes as the official calls the foul. Count it. He'll shoot one more at the free throw line.
He was the first one to react to that miss. Excellent anticipation on his part. A hustle play on the putback by him.
Sacre is checked in for Los Angeles. Looking at the last game for Milwaukee, it was a loss to Golden State.
And it wasn't just about the bad shooting. It was really more so about the bad offense. They just didn't execute well. The screens weren't there. The spacing was poor, and thusly the defeat.
Well, you've laid out a couple of the details that lead to good offense, or bad if you don't execute them. Shooting is just a byproduct of not screening well and not moving the ball or players well. They didn't execute anything on the offensive end.
So as we end the first quarter, already a double-digit ball game. Lakers lead by 11. And here's Freak on his experience as a one-and-done college player.
It was definitely a hard decision. I had to sit down with my family and weigh the options and really take the time to figure out what's best for me. It was tough. I mean, I loved my team, my coaches, and just the whole college experience, you know. But on the other hand, there's always a risk of injury, you know. I just felt like I was ready to take my game to the next level, so why wait? And I think it turned out for the best. No regrets.
Now with more and more freshmen, Clark, making the jump to the pros. Freaks checked in for John Henson. Parker comes in for Monroe. O.J. Mayo is checked in for Chris Middleton. And Jared Bayless subbed in for Michael Carter-Williams. And Milwaukee, looking at who they've got, the dynamite pair of Antetokounmpo and Parker at forward. Mayo out there with Jared Bayless. And it's Freak in at the 5, roaming the paint.
And another miss. Woo. He's having a really ugly game.
Yeah, about as ugly as you can have, you're right. Here's Clarkson. Here's Hibbert. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2.
And guys, looking at Roy Hibbert, just a mountain of a man. Listed these days at about 7'2", 290 pounds, with the wingspan of a pterodactyl. I mean, a true game changer inside when he's motivated and on his game.
Brandon Bass is checked in for Tarek Black. And Milwaukee also making a switch. Plumlee is checked in for Giannis Antetokounmpo. And a chance here to catch up with the 4th member of our crew, Doris Burke. Hi, Doris.
Well, Kev, Freak in the last matchup against the Warriors provided a nice lift. He picked up 5 points, and there didn't seem to be much you could do to stop him, shooting efficiently from both the field and the foul line. Overall, just an incredible bonus for his team as he made a big impact coming off the bench.
All right, Doris, thanks. That really was a spectacular game for him, even by his standards, guys.
And how about the high standards he has for himself? Really did have it all working for him in that game.
Anxious to see what's in his mind for an encore today. I mean, it'd be awfully difficult to top that last game.
.143 left here in the second. Clarkson kicks to Williams. That drops. Well, talking about Roy Hibbert, he doesn't just have size. He has a strong lower body, too. Very hard. And you know this, Clark. You worked for the organization. You saw it firsthand. Very hard to back that guy down in the post.
Yeah, and for years he's worked on ways to complement that size with improved training and footwork, even indulging in MMA one off season. I'll tell you what, he'd be one scary super heavyweight if he went the full distance in MMA.
Agreed. Well, there haven't been many misses at the line for this group of players. This is how the shooting guards around the league stack up when it comes to free throw shooting in the past 10 games. Lewis Williams, 4.
And this is a set of players that can drive and slash, hoping to draw contact, because if they can get to the bucket and the foul, it's going to be a three-point play the hard way.
Yeah, and I tell you what, I think even if they get whistled for a fair number of charge calls because of that aggressive mindset, it's worth it. When you're an elite free throw shooter, and these guys are, I think you've always got to be aggressive in trying to get yourself to the foul line.
And after defending on the shot, he doesn't give up on the play. Follow that straight to the glass for the rebound.
Here's Clarkson. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. Well, Clark, the Bucks were much improved on the road last season, going 18-23.
Yeah, they were very competitive. This young team fought hard and rarely found themselves out of games on the road, which is a good sign for the future.
And so he hits both.
And for the Bucks, who only won 5 road games in 2014, last year's mark of 18 is a huge step forward. Still, they had problems last year as they had an 11-game road losing streak towards the end of the season.
One-on-one fast break. No good on the shot, a bit long that time. Bucks trail by 12. Now, Freak, 5 points in the game. Here's Bayless. It's deflected. 3-second difference between shot clock and game. Dishes it to Bass. Clarkson with the ball. Out defended by Freak. Out of bounds. Milwaukee takes possession.
And you know what? His mind's playing tricks on him right now because he's not going to live that one down easily.
And so that's the end of the first half. Lakers on top. They lead by 12.
Well, Roy, a terrific first half for you. What's your mind?
Your safety is our only concern. In the event of emergency evacuation of Staples Center becomes necessary, please walk calmly out and away from the facility.
Welcome back, everyone, to the start of the second half. Big margin on our hand. Big group substitution here for the Lakers. Sacre is checked in for Hibbert. Bass comes in for Julius Randle. Lou Williams is checked in for Nick Young. And it's Clarkson in for Kobe.
And this is going to end in a lopsided victory. I love the tenacity and aggressiveness, as well as the ability to close. You really got to give it up here for the Lakers.
You know, it's tough to put your finger on the deciding factor in this one, but I'd say that the shooting accuracy made the difference.
Shot quality and better overall shooting.
And so this will mark the 15th win of the year for them.
And so they win their first game against this squad. It's a 2-game season series, and they'll be going for the sweep the next time they face off.
Yeah, and Greg, when it is just a 2-game season series, the team winning game one has that slight mental edge going into the second meeting, knowing they've already solved their opponent one time and only have to do it one more time.
Just a quality win, and you look at the box score and some really good numbers for Roy Hibbert. And you have to love the effort he put forth on the glass. He played with a fire no one else could match as he chased down those rebounds.
We've got Russell. Robert Sacre is out there with Brandon Bass. Then there's Jordan Clarkson. And it's World Peace at the 3 spot. That's who's in the game for the Lakers. And the Lakers making a change here. Brown's checked in. And the foul called on Freak. So that will be his second foul of the game. We're in the bonus, and we'll go to the line to shoot 2. And he makes the first. Lakers were awful in a lot of aspects last season, and their play at home was a major one. Greg, they just couldn't do anything at home, and I think the fans were giving up hope as well.
And given how pricey those Laker tickets are, Kevin, there was a lot to be salty about in Laker land, so can't be a bottom dweller and charge that much for seats.
Here's Bayless. Softly drops in the floater.
You know, he didn't need to make the layup complicated. I mean, it's not a trick shot contest, but he decided to go for a little extra flavor on that one.
Here's Clarkson. So it's Los Angeles winning this one easily. They won this game going away. They were the better basketball team, Clark, by far tonight.
No question about it, Kevin. They certainly gave their fans plenty to scream and holler about. This place was rocking. It was on.
Hi, Kevin.
The 2K Sports post-game show.
Ernie Johnson here again with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny Smith. Without further ado, let's present to you our Jordan Player of the Game, Roy Hibbert. Let's go to Kenny. What'd you think about his performance?
When Hibbert has a game like this, it's impossible not to stand up and take notice. He is a fearsome interior presence at both ends of the floor.
And that'll do it for this edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. Hope you enjoyed the show. From myself, Kenny Smith, Shaquille O'Neal, Kevin Harlan, and the entire 2K.
The only color I care about is green, money. Now, you've certainly made some money so far, Freak, but it's time we make more money. I'm talking movies, TVs, endorsements, even your own brand Jordan sneakers.
I care about the game first, Dom. All that sounds great, but don't you think it's a little too early to be talking about all that?
Too early? LeBron was 12 years old in 6th grade when he was thinking Space Jam. It's never too early to take and make leaps.
I guess.
You guess? This isn't high school. This isn't college. This is the real world. And the real world is fueled by one thing.
Oh, money.
That's right. Money. Dollar bills, y'all. Why do you think they put presidents on them? Because that's what presides over us. I ever tell you guys about the first dollar I ever made?
No, Dom, but you're about to.
Yo, check this out. CC, this is a great story, right? So I'm 7 years old, Queens, New York, 1973. My older brother, Lonzo, he's got a lemonade stand. So that summer, I'm like, Lonzo, you know, let me help out. Let me make a couple of bucks with you. He's like, all right, Dom, come on. I'll teach you the business. So I'm pouring tons of sugar. I'm squeezing the lemons. I got the lemonade stand all set up. I'm like, yo, I got this, right? So I'm watching during the course of the day. I'm noticing something Lonzo's doing. He's not charging for refills. That summer, I convinced Lonzo no more free refills, and we make $2,000 plus tips. Today, Lonzo's Lemonade is a national brand and publicly traded.
Oh, wow. That's dope.
I'm not here to impress. I'm here to improve and to assist. I'm like the Italian-American Magic Johnson, running point for Team Freak. No.
The only person running point around here will be me.
CC, look at my watch. What do you see?
Not this again. I've seen the movie.
This is diamonds and platinum. Gold, forget about it. Silver, forget about it. This is diamonds and platinum. It's power and speed. Freak, this is what you have. You are on your way to being the biggest thing in the NBA. I'm proposing now that we dominate off the court as well as on.
I can't believe I'm saying this, Freak, but Dom has a point. You've been establishing yourself on the court, and now it's time to take it off the court. Brand Jordan sneakers, I mean, the possibilities are endless.
Listen, Freak, you're gonna have to decide the legacy you wanna leave. But I'm not some agent from the Yellow Pages. I'm Dom Pagnotti. I'm the man, the myth, the legend, the king, #1. I'm the best. And I'm a shark. And the Pagnotti shark is working for you. And we gotta set new goals and bigger goals, okay? I'm talking all-star game. I'm talking dunk contest. When was the last time you saw an NBA great in a dunk contest, huh? I'm talking first team All-NBA, first team All-Defensive team.
What about social media?
Yvette, great idea. Social media. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Let's kick it up a notch. www.freakinandvibing.com. That's right, your own website. I've already set it up for you and it's running great.
Wait, hold up.
Listen, I'm in negotiations right now on a feature that will allow viewers to watch Freak and only him and his plays during the game.
Yeah, but you set up a website without consulting me?
Yeah.
When did this happen?
Last week.
Uh-oh. Oh, this is gonna be epic.
CC, I love you, but I got no time to waste. And you're out there busy doing whatever it is you're doing.
Whatever I'm doing, you know what? I'm really sick and tired of the disrespect. This is Team Freak, not the Dom Pagnotti Italian-American opera.
Cece, calm down, all right? Dom here, he's just trying to take us to the next level.
Look, Ming Ching, I don't even know why you're here when your job is to look good and shut up.
Cece, chill.
No, I'm done chilling. Between your clown agent and your gold-digging girlfriend, I've had enough.
Gold digger? You're the winner of the Lucky Sperm contest, and I'll have you know I am currently starting my own fashion line. I've already got model contracts from Beijing to Milan, not to mention I graduated top of my class. Summa cum laude.
You mean thank you, Laude?
I don't need a man to save me or provide for me, okay? I got my own, boo.
Okay, well, if that's the case, then why has all your success and fame coincided with your relationship with my brother? I mean, if you're really on top of your game, wouldn't that have happened before y'all even met?
Right? You know what, Cece? You're just jealous. It's okay, though. Why don't you just play the background, yeah? Enjoy the ride.
Y'all both done yet?
May I continue? Now listen, as far as movie properties go, I've already got a script based upon a story of your life, Freak, okay? So guys, check out these possible titles. Freakin' and Vibin', Life at Times, Volume 1. The Freak Chronicle, Freak the Fast and Furious, Part 1 does it, and this one's my favorite, Freak, you're gonna love this. He got Pagnotti.
Whoa, okay.
You love it,
all
right?
Dom. Yeah, but look, you're the man, but you're not the man. Okay, you work for me. You have to follow my lead. I'm all for your ideas, but in due time. As for now, I want to focus on the court, and we'll discuss some of your ideas at a later date. Understood?
Yo, we're cool in the gang, bro. That's all you had to say.
All right, good. Thank you. Vet, chill. You cannot let Cece get underneath your skin. But on the same token, you cannot go out of your way to piss her off. I don't have time to be playing peacekeeper between you two.
You know what? We need to talk about this afterwards alone.
Fine. Cece, you need to hold this together. You and I both agreed long ago that Dom was the best agent for me. He has delivered. Are his methods questionable? Is he a shark? Yes and yes, but he's our shark. He's what's best for me, which means he is what's best for all of us. Your job is to bring us balance. Manage the team, sis. We all need to be on the same page.
You're right, but blood is thicker than water.
You know, I ain't trying to hear all that. I'm not here to hold hands. I'm here to win games and achieve greatness on and off the court. But in order for that to happen, I need everybody to be on point. Essentially, get right or get gone. Yeah, I don't have time to be teaching you guys how to work together. It either starts now or I find it elsewhere. Squashed?
Squashed.
Zucchini'd.
Mr. Dom Pagnotti. Mr. Diamond and Platinum himself. It's a love-hate relationship.
What do you think about people who see your brother as just a meal ticket?
Well, that's why I'm there. I'm the gatekeeper. Yep. I can smell it from a mile away.
When you take time out for your own personal life, Do you have a personal life?
I do.
Where at? I think Freak is your personal life.
You can think whatever you want, mister. But, I have a personal life, thanks.
Yeah?
Yeah. I think that should end the interview right now. Yeah? It's great meeting you.
We got Kevin Durant up next. And you know he'll come to play. I love his versatility, but that makes shutting him down next to impossible. Coach gave us a full breakdown of what to expect. We watched plenty of film, but sometimes you just gotta throw all that out the window and settle things on the court. And I'm ready. Bring it, KD.
It's an interconference contest here in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, as the Thunder play one at home. Well, the holidays always bring us some incredible NBA action. That's certainly what we have in store for us today. I'm Kevin Harlan with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony, and Doris Burke reporting from the sidelines. About 3 minutes gone here in the first quarter.
I think everyone knew the Bucks would be much improved last season, but to see the jump into the middle of the playoff picture, I think that took everybody by surprise.
And you can count it. He'll go to the line with a chance to make it 3.
Sounds good.
That'll put Enes Kanter on the line. It's on Jabari Parker.
Yeah, and a big year for Enes Kanter last season. I mean, traded from the Jazz to the Thunder and finally saw the minutes that he was hoping for.
Carter Williams against Westbrook. Carter Williams, the pass to Freak. Milwaukee shooting their first free throws here tonight. Free throw good. Freak. Steven Adams, he's checked in for Kanter. Jared Bayless is checked in for the Bucks. And both free throws good from Freak. The Thunder have gotten just 3 of their first 9 shots to go down in this game. Westbrook kicks to Durant. And first quarter, we're about 3.5 minutes in. And he's good on the 3 ball. Durant's got 5. And Cantor did play well with the increased minutes last season, Clark. Averaged a double-double after the trade.
I think it was a great fit for him in Oklahoma City. He still has work to do, but now that he feels like he's in the right environment, I think we're going to see that great potential of his start to come to fruition.
And that's just great work there to get in the shooter's face and then go and corral that backboard.
Westbrook kicks to Ibaka. They set the pick. To the paint. Here's Durant. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2. One thing about Kevin Durant, when you talk with him, he's got such a laid-back demeanor. I mean, his pulse doesn't quicken. And when you ask opponents, they'll tell you he is as competitive, Greg, as they come.
Yeah, what you see on the outside with Kevin is a mirage, a fake out, if you will, because on the inside, this guy burns with competitive fire and brimstone.
Looking at who's out there now for the Thunder. McGarry's checked in for Ibaka. Morrow comes in for Waiters. And DJ Augustine subbed in for Russell Westbrook. And Augustine kicks to Adams. Pass to Durant. Here's Augustine. 9 points last game. And Morrow has it in the corner. Here's McGarry. And now let's highlight the highest scoring teams in the NBA. Number 1, the Thunder.
Kevin, if there's any stat you want to lead the league in, it would certainly be scoring the most points. They've been remarkable in the numbers they've put up as a team all season long. It's a reflection of their strength. They're balanced and they're explosive.
Yeah, a lot of whistles here early, as well as foul trouble starting to be an issue.
Yeah, that's a big reason they're trailing. You can't allow a parade to the free throw line and expect to be on top in the game.
And Bayless kicks to Middleton. Plumlee in the high post. Pass to Freak. 14 feet away. Good. He hits the jump shot. Freak's got 6.
And with Durant, his competitive spirit really comes out in crunch time. He demands the ball when the game's on the line. And more often than not, he gets it and delivers.
And up the court come the Bucks on the break. Plumlee dishes to Parker. Well-timed pass, and he goes straight to the bucket for the layup. Parker's got his first points in this one.
Excellent assist there. Just led him to the perfect spot.
Oklahoma City moving it around. And the shot is good. And that's now 9 points for Kevin Durant.
Just such a well-rounded offensive player. He's got a little bit of everything.
Bayless the pass to Freak. It's stolen by Adams. 3 seconds separate the shot clock and game clock. Durant kicks to Augustine. To the left side wing. Clock at 6. Shoots from 12. McGarry, no luck.
Well, that's a bad miss right there. I mean, you'd like to see him be a little more assertive when he has such good position.
The scoring fast and furious as we end the first quarter. Thunder lead by 4. And Kevin Durant always in the gym, always working to improve. We asked him where that inspiration and
comes from me being 8 years old and me just saying I wanted to be the best player. You know, first off, at 8 years old, you want to be the best player in your neighborhood, and that's where it comes from. Just always want to be the best, and no matter where I'm playing at. And if I keep working each and every year, I've gotten better. You know, if I continue to just keep working, I've seen improvements.
Year-by-year improvements until he became the best player in the league and won. Adams, he's checked in for Cantor. McGarry comes in for Serge Ibaka. Durant's checked in for Anthony Morrow. And DJ Augustine subbed in for Waiters. And Milwaukee, looking at who they've got. Freak, he's in at power forward. Chris Middleton is out there with Jared Bayless. Then it's Jabari Parker. And it's Plumlee in at the center position. Now let's send it to Doris from the sideline.
Well, Kev, Freak in the last matchup against the Mavericks played a role for them. He had 6 points, and along with what he did on the offensive end, he also played some stellar defense as well. He was just too much to handle as he came off the bench to turn in a great outing, guys. They hope it continues.
All right, thanks, Doris. He's got a lot of positives to take away from that game.
He really does. It was one of his better performances, and that's saying something because we've seen this guy have a lot of good ones.
And you'd have to imagine that he'll be out to build on it, to go one better here tonight.
Augustine with it. He hasn't scored yet. That, I'm sure, will change. And there's 1:45 left in the first half. And that one comes up a bit short. We know Oklahoma City has the stars, the big names, the offensive flair. But, you know, Greg, this team, and you appreciate this, is a very tough defensive group.
Yeah, I think they've matured in that area. In the past, that wasn't always true. But last year, the Thunder really hung their hat on their defense. Top 10 in opponents' field goal percentage.
They set the pick. Outside Durant, three-pointer. The shot is off. And Milwaukee the other way now. They come into this one following the loss to the Mavericks.
And guys, a loss like that, that's one when you just got to put it behind you as quickly as possible.
You know, that won't be easy, Greg. It's hard not to dwell on that type of performance.
Well, it was the Oklahoma City Thunder winning their last game against the Nuggets.
How about the energy level defensively in that game? I mean, they made finding an open shot a very difficult task for their opponents.
And it wasn't just in the half court. I mean, I thought they were excellent in transition defense as well. They didn't give up any easy baskets because they always had good floor balance and got back after the miss. 8 of the last 10 points at that end of the court have been scored on very high percentage shots in the paint.
And really, there is no resistance defensively right now. It is just far too easy.
Augustine with it. Now guarded by Plumlee. Offensive rebound. And that one is stuffed right through.
And a few more points tacked on to their lead in the cruelest way possible.
You're right. Those putback jams sting, don't they? My goodness.
Yeah, they really hurt you. I mean, the defense forces a miss and then can't rebound it and finish off the defense. They're hanging their heads in their chest now.
Freak can't get it to go.
That's a surprise. I mean, really out of character for him to miss when the defense is not right up on it.
And so that brings the first half to a close. Oklahoma City out in front. They're up by 9.
Kevin, what a...
And now the third quarter about to get going. And Steven Adams, he's checked in for Enes Kanter. McGarry comes in for Serge Ibaka. Anthony Morrow's checked in for Waiters. And DJ Augustine subbed in for Russell Westbrook. Milwaukee also making some changes. Freaks checked in for John Henson. Chris Middleton comes in for Antetokounmpo. And Jared Bayless subbed in for Michael Carter-Williams. Morrow is the 2 with Durant the 3. McGarry out there with Adams, and it's Augustine in at the point. That's the lineup in the game for Oklahoma City. And with Kidd, the results on the floor, Greg, speak for themselves. He knows what he wants out of his players, Clark, and he keeps them accountable.
And, you know, having that accountability is what made the Bucks so much better last season. Kidd is still a very young head coach, but I tell you what, he's shown me a bright future in that capacity for himself.
That's good.
They haven't been as aggressive from outside as they were in the first half. They're playing smart with the lead. I like that. They're being very selective and deliberate in their offense. That's a good strategy when you're on top.
Mayo into the lane. Feeds it to Monroe. Shot from 12. Hits some rim on the way in, and the bucket's good. Monroe's got 8 points.
That's a nice job of getting the ball in the paint and burying the shot. That's exactly how it's done.
Now Durant. He's got 15. Here's McGarry. The basket good off the assist from Durant. McGarry's got 4 points this quarter.
Another gap in the defense found there, and they've really had their number today.
And here at the end of the third quarter, it's a double-digit ball game. Thunder lead. Welcome back. Fourth quarter action starting up in what has been a one-sided show. The Augustines checked in for Oklahoma City. Big group substitution here for Milwaukee. Freaks checked in for Henson. Parker comes in for Greg Monroe. O.J. Mayo, he's checked in for Chris Middleton. And Jared Bayless subbed in for Carter Williams. On the court for the Bucks, the dynamite pair of Antetokounmpo and Parker at forward. Jared Bayless is out there with Mayo. And it's Freak in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. Augustine dishes to Westbrook. The feed to Ibaka. It's stolen by Antetokounmpo.
And so it's going to end up in the record books as a blowout, a dominating performance for the Thunder.
You're right, Steve. It was a standout performance across the board. They were just, at times, it seemed toying with it.
Yeah, like watching a cat play with a mouse, Kevin. Quite honestly, they were able to do more or less, whatever they wanted to do.
And so the hard work and effort paying off tonight, putting another win in the books. That'll be win number 27.
And with the win approaching, they'll take the first game here of 2 that they'll play against this team. Nice to get that first one out of the way and set the tone.
It sure is. It's just a 2-gamer since they're in opposite conferences, and you can bet they'll take the same approach right into game 2 that they had tonight.
And you have to look back at this and see the huge game it was for Russell Westbrook. A big part of their success was his ability to keep the ball moving, finding guys when they would flash open.
Looking at who's out there now for the Thunder. Adams, he's checked in for Cantor. Mitch McGarry comes in for Serge Ibaka. Kyle Singler, he's checked in for Kevin Durant. And it's Roberson in for Russell Westbrook.
Oh, tight defense being played right there. Got right up on him and forced the miss.
Textbook work. Close enough to bother the shot. Good challenge, but disciplined enough to avoid too much contact.
We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Parker up top. Adams defending. And there's the 3-second violation.
Just a total loss of concentration right there.
And, Greg, if they continue to make those kinds of mistakes, then this game could turn even more south on them. And sour.
Now here is Augustine. So no problem for Oklahoma City as they get the win. This game may not have been the most exciting we've ever seen, but you have to appreciate just what a clinical performance they put on.
Yeah, they were the superior team in every department, in every category to me, Kevin. I know their fans loved it and appreciated it.
Yes, thank you.
The 2K Sports post-game show.
Hey y'all, Ernie Johnson here along with Kenny Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. Welcome back for the presentation of our Jordan. Kevin Durant. He put his team on his back and carried them as we've seen him do before. But it never gets old. A textbook example of making play after play to lead the way.
This was vintage, Kevin.
And folks, that's it for us. Thank you for tuning in. Always a pleasure. For Kenny the Jet Smith, for Shaquille O'Neal, this is Ernie Johnson. Have a great night.
I told you, Dom Pagnotti always delivers. Brand Jordan Freak prototypes. Open the box, check them out.
Ooh, it's like Christmas and my birthday on the same day. Oh, Dom.
You love them?
I love them.
Hey, they're waiting for your approval for production.
Approved.
Approved?
Approved.
Done. I'll make the call.
In Pagnotti we trust.
I told you you'd love them.
Man.
Hey, I'm going to have you playing in those in 30 days or less.
Oh, money. Oh, man.
Freaking and vibing. Freaking and vibing.
Freaking and vibing in these, baby.